Hello YouTube, my name is Venator, and in today's surprise midweek video, we are back on Petits NA server, continuing our Highland Lake adventure. And now I know what you're thinking, why is he posting on a Wednesday and not Friday? Well, I've had much more time to play than I normally do, and my backlog of footage has gotten quite big. So for now, I'm going to try and increase the amount of videos I put out for you guys, so I really hope you enjoy them. And what better way to start out than with a nice Serato double kill? This poor guy had no clue that I dropped his friend and had enough stamina to get him as well. This poor guy behind me was the last alive of this pack and watched two of his friends go down to the depths to their death. Shortly after, this Rex decided he wanted to join in on the fun and run down the sole remaining Serato for himself. Not realizing the danger that was lurking just a few feet offshore, and as soon as he had the Sarah locked in his crush, this was the perfect moment for me to strike. And he realized at the very last second the mistake he had made, but it was too late. While he got the Sarah, the bigger fish got his, and down to the depths he goes to join the Sarahs. Like I always say, you gotta keep that Rex population in check. And not long after, that evening, I noticed this Stego drinking, and a dibble not far behind him. When I approached, I couldn't quite tell how large the Stego was, so I played it safe, and landed the super lunge on the dibble. But while I was walking back, I realized that the Stego was absolutely grabbable, and I had misjudged his size. So I let Sniper know, and he quickly came over and grabbed him while the Stego was just watching me carry this dibble down to his death, not aware that there could be a second Dino. Big mistake on his part, and it made for quite the double kill. And you guys are going to notice that's going to be the theme for the next several kills. We're going to go on a little Stego killing spree in just a few moments. And while we didn't see anything the rest of that night, that next day, we saw these two Stegos walking pretty close to the shore. And you gotta remember, this is back in the super lunge days. I'm pretty behind on my gameplay, like I said at the start, compared to where I've released videos. And I was able to get a nice super lunge on this guy. And his partner, well, he wasn't really paying attention or worried about a second Dino. And Sniper was able to come up, and while not get the super lunge, got him with a follow-up grab. So this was a nice Stego double kill. We took these guys down to the bottom of the lake to drown them. And then after another night of not seeing anything, the next day brought another group of Stegos, this time close to the channel where things like to cross. And this time there was 3 of them. So I let Sniper know because he was nearby. He had just crashed but was getting back into the game. I was able to get one, and then he came up just in time to get another one, leaving just the one lone Stego with the little dibble to wander off and fend for himself. Better luck next time, guys. And before we got a chance to even eat these Stegos, we noticed that there was another one pretty far away across the lake, but Sniper had enough stamina and was able to go up and grab him with a super lunge. So I used some of my stamina to run up on shore so we could execute a nice handoff. And I will say, we executed it to perfection. They don't always go as smooth as that. We have lost many things while attempting to perfect our handoffs around Highland Lake. And for our final kill, here on the south side, I had this nice medium-sized Stego come up from, I'm guessing, the sanctuary area for a quick drink. And he paid the price. I didn't even need the food, but I wasn't about to let this Stego drink for free at my lake. Stegos are Dino's mortal enemy, and I will never show any of them any mercy. And while on my way back over to the north side, I had this little dibble drinking. I felt kind of bad, but hey, food is food, and no one drinks for free in my lake. But speaking of dibbles, the next day, I had this dibble pack show up to my side of the lake. And, sure enough, one of them came to try and get a quick drink. And he, well, like the rest before him, went down to the bottom of the lake. But I didn't quite have enough stamina to get him down into the deep water, so I had to let him go right here and hope he would drown. And I tabbed out to check something on Discord real quick, and while I was away, I didn't realize that he was about to make it back up the shore and escape. But unfortunately for him, I still had a little bit of stamina, so I quickly got in front of him and used my body to block him. For those of you that don't know, the Dino hitbox, or center of mass, is kind of right in front of your hind legs. So if you position yourself in front of things that are underwater, you can stop their progress and make it to where they just move in place and will eventually drown. And then I went for this cheeky little super lunge on this Tenno, and while I did grab him, I ran into the dibbles, so it knocked him out of my mouth, and then they all scattered, looking around bewildered that I could come this far up shore. And I guess this dibble didn't notice what was happening on the other side of the lake, because I was able to get back into the water and make it all the way over here and grab him before he walked off. He must have been really low on water to drink for so long at Highland Lake. These next two kills, we're just going to reminisce on the power of the super lunge. I know they have already fixed this, and so you can't really execute grabs like this anymore, but man, it was fun while it lasted. After those super lunges, we had to call it. But when I returned, south side was popping. There was a lot of stuff going on, and I got this nice chunky serrano. Right as the stego came up, I was a little upset. I would have much rather had the stego, but hey, food is food. Moving on to the north side of the lake, I noticed these serranos fighting a Tenno, so I thought I'd throw a little wrench in their plans and try and grab one of them. Sure enough, I got the smaller one, but I didn't have enough stamina to make it back down to the water, so I finished him with a little headshot. And I thought maybe his buddy would come and keep trying to fight, but he headed for the hills. Smart choice on his part. In my next session, I was on the south side when Sniper called out some Tennos that were drinking in the channel. This area is a very common place to stop and either take a drink or cross. It's really shallow, so it makes it very tempting. And while he got one of the Tennos, I guess this guy thought, hey, he already got my friend, so that should be it. He wasn't considering that there was a second Dino until it was too late, and I got him with a little dash. And then that afternoon, I noticed these Sarahs, and there was this body right in the water, and this guy just couldn't resist to come and try and get a bite. He surely learned his lesson and probably won't ever approach the water again in Highland Lake. That evening, I noticed this Tenno. He was walking in a very straight and predictable path, so I lined up a super lunge, and I executed it to perfection. He had no idea and was caught completely off guard. Man, I really missed this super lunge. I know it was a bug, but it made Dino just so much more effective and the water that much more dangerous. And to wrap things up, I had this aloe who was near the shore. I had missed my first attempt at a super lunge, but he stayed around, and I was able to get him on the second try. He definitely wasn't expecting it, and he almost got away. But alas, he did not. I took him down to the depths, and there was nothing that his friend could do. Still came in to get a few bites on me though. Just gotta let me know that he's there. But anyway, that wraps up today's Highland adventure. I hope you guys enjoy the video. We'll see you all next time, and happy hunting.